Thank you, Javon. Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin tonight with news coming out of Antigua that hundreds of employees within the hospitality sector are receiving the first installment of relief funds released from their thrift fund accounts, with over 300,000 East Caribbean dollars EC being paid out this week. The thrift fund was established in 2010 and currently has 17 resorts in Antigua that are contributors to the fund. Both the ABHTA and the ABW are trustees of the fund and have formed a joint agreement to release up to 50% of available funds to qualifying employees within the respective sectors. Employees who have registered to the relief fund will this week receive the first of 6 payments of 640 EC. The funds will be paid fortnightly for the next 3 months. David Messiah, General Secretary of the ABW, remarked that, I quote, "This is only the first of 2 initiatives that we are working on for our members in the sector. Our focus over the past 2 weeks has been to mobilize the thrift fund payment. Our teams are now focused on stage 2, plans of delivering care packages." End of quote. Still in Antigua and Barbuda, landlords have been told that they should not evict their tenants during the COVID-19 pandemic. I quote, "No evictions are to take place during the COVID-19 crisis," end of quote, the government said following its cabinet meeting on Thursday. The cabinet stated, however, that tenants who accumulate rental payments must be paid to landlords in the future. Prime Minister Gaston Brown estimates that 20,000 people are out of jobs in Antigua, as many businesses have closed as a result of COVID-19. The Consumers Affairs Division says consumers should get rent moratorium in writing. Turning now to Jamaica, Chief Medical Officer CMO Dr. Jacqueline Bissador Mackenzie has said that the government's decision to reject the use of the Cuban antiviral drug interferon alpha-2b to treat persons battling COVID-19 at this time was made after consultations with experts in the public health sector. She told the Special Select Committee on Public Health discussing developments in relation to the coronavirus pandemic on Thursday that the side effects profiles of the drug, as demonstrated in trials with other diseases, include fever, diarrhea, myalgia, depression, and death. Clinical working group comprising of anesthesiologists, pulmonologists, pediatricians, critical care specialists, emergency room physicians, pharmacists, standards and regulations personnel, among others, reportedly reviewed available material on interferon alpha-2b and decided against its use. Further, Mackenzie stated that there was insufficient evidence to support the unreserved use of the drug at this time. She said that the administration of the drug requires nebulization, which is aerosol generating and therefore not recommended for patients suspected of or confirmed for COVID-19. Speaking in Parliament on Wednesday, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said that the ministry had completed its assessment of the antiviral drug, and given that it had not been approved globally, the decision was made not to use it in Jamaica at this time. The antiviral drug is one of several being used by the Chinese to fight the new coronavirus and has reportedly proven effective for viruses with characteristics similar to those of COVID-19. And ending tonight's regional news on a light note, prostitutes in Martinique have been taking advantage of relief packages from humanitarian and charitable organizations as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The organizations have handed over 100 baskets of food, necessities, and hygienic products every week. The report says the women have no source of income because they have to stay home as a result of the restrictions imposed by the government to combat the spread of the novel coronavirus. And that was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.